20 bucks. 20 bucks. On the line for 20 bucks. They keep on playing, but nobody's paying. No dance, some nickels and some dimes. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. Hi, Jabor. Hi, everybody. It's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. Come into the kitchen. It's somewhat hot in the kitchen today. And so what I'm making is cauliflower griddle cakes. They're really quick and easy to make. You can eat them as a side or as a snack. And I keep looking out of the window and it looks as though it might be raining. I don't know. We could certainly do with some. So, I digress. I'm thinking of not heating up the kitchen because my kitchen doesn't have much ventilation. It's very, very warm. And for this, I cooked some cauliflower with some chopped onion. Now, the recipe said I'm going to make half this recipe because there's only 2 of us. And if I make them, we're going to eat them, and it's not always a good thing. I'm putting the paunch on. So I've got a head of cauliflower cut into florets or frozen cauliflower. I've got a half packet of frozen cauliflower here. I just cooked it in some boiling salted water with the chopped onion. Now, when I've done that, I want to mix it with the electric mixer until this is smooth. So just bear with me for a minute or two. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a drop of egg into that just to give it a little moisture, and then it won't fly all over the place. I normally do this when it's warm and then it's easier to mix. There you are, you see. Now, unfortunately, we're still having problems with Facebook. And so I can't actually see who's joining me or if you've got any comments. But please, put in a comment, put in if you've been watching the show, and I'll answer the comments after the show. Other people are complaining like mad as well as us. So it's not just us that are. Derek spent most of the week trying to work it out, and I don't think he's any further forward, are you, Derek, than you were to begin with?
Right.
Are you any further forward with how we can access the comments on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, you're further forward?
No.
Oh. Jesus. And he's not had anything to drink either because he doesn't drink.
Sorry about that, Meg.
Yeah, thank you. So I've got the cauliflower and onion here. Some grated cheese. You can use, I've used a Cheshire cheese today, but you can use, I like a nice strong flavoured cheese in this because it does tend to be just a little bit on the, can be a bit on the bland side. Now, I'm going to taste this afterwards because I've got, how much did I put in? A quarter teaspoonful of cayenne pepper. But as I said before, I'm a bit stingy. My cayenne pepper is a little bit old. I've got some more that I bought this week waiting to be open, but I want to just use this up first. Breadcrumbs. Use panko breadcrumbs for this, or if you like me and you get an end of bread, you get some bread that's gone stale, then I just mulch down into crumbs and put it in the freezer, and then I've got some breadcrumbs when I need them. So we're going to add a little salt and pepper. I've got a few extra breadcrumbs here just to add, because I don't want this to be too soft. And you notice I didn't put all the egg in. It was a large egg and a little salt and pepper. This is my mixture. 3 of salt, 1 of pepper. And we're going to taste this. I think it might need a little bit more cayenne pepper in. Let me just taste that. Because it certainly needs some more breadcrumbs in. I'm going to add some more breadcrumbs. I can't really taste it. So, yes, it is cayenne. The trouble is, it's old and its volatile oil has gone. So, don't buy spices in large quantities. It's a waste of time. And keep the spices out of the direct sunlight. Look, that got on a shelf with the sunlight on it, so that's why it's gone that colour. It does bleach them. Now this is looking a little bit better. We'll add just a few more. This has got to do because I don't have any more breadcrumbs. There we are. Now we need to make these. This will make about 6 to 8 patties. So let me just move this over here. I promised Derek I would tell him of all my moves. So Derek, I'm going over to the sink.
Good.
Good. I just need to wash my hands. I'm going to leave the palms just a little bit moist. Let's get rid of that. And so let's just make some patties. Don't make them too thin because you'll never get them out of the frying pan, out of the skillet. And you could, as I say, you can serve these with some salsa, which is rather nice. Eat them with a salad for lunch, a light lunch. They're very adaptable. Or just something a little bit different for a side when you with your main course. Right, we've got 4. Five. Oh, that's a little one, a little diddy one. Use an ice cream scoop to get a uniform size. I don't like wasting anything. So let's just put that like that. I'm going to wash my hands again and then come back. And then we're going to go over to the stove. And I've got a skillet on the stove with some sunflower oil in. So let's go. We need to cook them just on one level. So I've got the sunflower oil in, and I'm using Dale's Cricklewood Farm cold fresh sunflower oil. This is local. It can be bought locally in the shops. It's in the stores in Perth and Ottawa. I think it's in Farm Boy in Ottawa. So we just need to get this warm. just make sure that the oil is all over your skillet. Put your hand over so you can tell when it's getting hot. I've got the fan going in the kitchen, and it seems to I don't know, it seems to take away the heat on the stove top. I think it blows the flame around a little bit. But without that, whew, yeah. It's been a scorcher today, and the breeze, though it was nice, I don't know what it was like with you, but it was a hot, hot, hot wind, and I thought that's very dangerous. I've had sunstroke before. I was surfing a long time ago in Devon, and oh, it was perfect. I was a very big surfer, and the weather was absolutely perfect. It was like this. There was a breeze, there was the surf, and I wouldn't go in. Oh my gosh. Even the back of my knees got sunburnt. I was so ill. We used to hire a house, a friend of mine. We were both single mums at the time, and we'd both got children around about the same age. And we used to hire this house in every year, and it was just across the road from the sea. And we spent our holidays, depending on the tides, surfing in the morning, horse riding in the afternoon. Oh, it was really something. So I'm going to turn that down because you can see it's starting to smoke. But I paid for that day on the beach, that surfing. Oh yes. That one is going to disintegrate on me. I want to get these all in one go. So we're just going to cook these until they're cooked through and the cheese has melted and the breadcrumbs are nicely toasted. So let's turn them up a little bit. The stove top is about that much out, and Derek said he was going to, it just needs a slight adjustment, but it means that when I've got something like oil in the pan, it runs to one side. And you notice when I'm cooking that it browns more on one side than the others, and that's a sign that it's not quite level. When I used to work as a home economist for the gas board in England, people used to have the stoves fitted, and then they'd complain because they weren't cooking correctly. So it was, as one of the home economists, it was our job to go out and check the stove to make sure that it was the stove. And one of the tests was what's called these, I don't know if I can get this, let's have a look. One of the tests was what's called a British Standard test, and you took all the ingredients to the house and you made 2 Victoria sandwich cakes. That's like a sponge cake. And we had our own cooking tins, our cake tins. They were a special size, and we heated the oven up to 250. That one's going to collapse on me, look. Heat up to 250, and it had to be 20 minutes. 20 minutes it took to cook. You were allowed for it to cook in 15 minutes, and you were allowed for it to cook in 25 minutes. There was that much leeway. But with a Victoria sandwich cake, you could see how it was levelled and how it was browned. It should be browned evenly, and if it was browned more on one side or the back, or it was, sometimes you used to get it and it'd come out like that, it'd rise unevenly, and then that meant the stove wasn't level, and there was something wrong with the stove, or the thermostat wasn't working. So that's called a British Standard test, and it was part of our responsibility to go and check it. And there were 6 of us in the office, and so we very graciously used to leave 1 cake with the customer, and we'd take the other cake home with us to the office for coffee or afternoon tea. So that was one thing. There was always something to eat. Now these are cooked, so you see it didn't take long. Very little heat in the kitchen. I'm going to take this over here, like that. I've got the lettuce, that's straight out of the garden. It's so hot, it's gone limp in about half an hour. So I've got some lettuce, and we want to make it look pretty. So I've got to go back to the stove again, Derek. Derek,
Yeah.
I'm going that way.
Not yet.
He moaned at me on Friday. Moaned because I didn't let him know where I was going. Because he has to work the cameras, you see. He does very well, but that's going to... So you can see that the griddle cakes that were just that little bit thicker look better. I don't think I'm going to be able to get them all on my plate. That one. Look, it's collapsed on me. But I'm not going to waste it. Put that all together. I should really have only got 5 out. I was trying to get 6. I'm going to put this over here. I haven't got any more room on the plate. Ow! That has got hot. Of course, it's cast iron. It will. There we are. And a little decoration. Let's just wipe the table. So you see, you could get everything prepared for when the guests came, and you could either serve these hot or cold. I like them hot. And as people were sort of milling around with a drink in hand, just quickly cook them up. You can have more prepared in the fridge, just bring them out and quickly cook them. And you're not going to overheat the kitchen. I want some red on there, some nice red. A few. We'll soon have some of our own peppers. They're in flower. And at the bottom of the driveway, I've got a purple pepper, or is it a black pepper? Is it a black pepper or a purple pepper that I've got?
One or the other.
Oh. Oh well. We will see. We will see when it materializes. Because I've never had a black or purple pepper, so it's going to be...
It looks black. It's really purpley or black.
Oh, it's probably aubergine colour.
No.
So, no?
No.
Darker than that?
It's darker than that.
Oh. And it's a sweet pepper.
Yes, it is.
It's a sweet pepper. So the tomato plants are coming into flower. I notice the pepper that pepper is coming into flower, and the cucumber has got a flower on it. It's only a little plant, but it's got a flower on it, so we'll wait and see. So there we are. You could have all the garnish cooked, just cut up before. And that, serve it with some salsa, some nice pepper salsa, or peat salsa goes rather nicely with that, some peat salsa. And so that's all there is to the cauliflower griddle cakes. That's, you can see my recipes rather written. And just to remind you, on Friday at 2 o'clock, join me, and we're cooking a dish for Canada Day, because it's Canada Day a week tomorrow. And again, something which is nice but won't overheat the kitchen in case it's too hot to eat outside. And so I'm going to make a chicken with mushrooms, with sliced mushrooms, and coated in a cream and Creole mustard sauce. Now, I've got a recipe where you can make Creole mustard. So it's very quick and easy, ingredients that you've got in the house. And then I'm going to accompany this with a skillet asparagus. And then you can either serve that with a salad or noodles or rice. So I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Please stay safe, stay cool. I think tomorrow the weather's going to be a bit better, and I will see you on Friday. And don't forget, please like and share on Mrs. Calabash Cooks. And thank you again, everyone. Have a great week, and I'll see you Friday. Keep on playing. Nobody's paying more than some nickels and some dimes. $20. $20.